Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Gil and One podcast. Thanks y'all for coming back, watching, sharing, and stuff like that. Don't forget to subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. Um, yeah, I haven't done a podcast in a week because things have just been crazy busy, and I'm kind of mad at myself about that because I've been trying to stay on it. I've been trying to be good about it, like every one video a week. It's been this has been busy. It's been busy, but told myself today we're gonna shoot and we're gonna talk about something that I haven't talked about really online per se. I've kind of brought it up a little bit. I've shared it, but I haven't really like gone into the details of it. But which is Airbnb, short-term rental. I own a house that I do short-term rental from. I have an Airbnb through there, and I kind of wanted to go in there because I was over there the other day, and I've been having some I don't want to say issues with the house, but just like little maintenance things come up, and I was like, man, I should probably share this stuff and like the story behind the Airbnb, how I got it. And then I would love to speak to other Airbnb hosts, right? I would love to have you guys on, talk about our experiences because most hosts we understand stuff like that. Some of us do. I'll tell an experience about a couple hosts stayed in my Airbnbs, and I'll tell you what, I would never thought they were hosts the way they treated my house. It's craziness. But yeah, anyways, so we'll start from the beginning. I bought the house in 2018. Yeah, 2018 I bought that house. Um Not really knowing if I was going to do an Airbnb or not. I wasn't sure. I was just kind of like I wanted to put my money somewhere. I had quite a bit of money saved up from just working and stuff like that, and I knew I was like it's just burning a hole in my bank account. And on top of that, the bank's using my money to invest. I should do it too. So decided to start looking around and ended up finding this house in Lake Elsinore, California. It was kind of right like a street above the lake, but you have a lake view when you look out at it. So I saw it, I liked it. Called up an agent, which the agent is my agent today, still to today. She's awesome, awesome. Erica, shout out, she's awesome. But ended up seeing the house, going to see it. I liked it. It's kind of like a bachelor pad in a sense, but I was with my wife now, but she was just my girlfriend at the time. Still, we weren't even engaged yet. She's my girlfriend at the time still. I like the house, but the guy was asking a little too much for it. Right, he was asking a little too much. So I was like, okay, whatever. I kept looking at other stuff, didn't find anything else. I ended up leaving. I kind of forgot about the house. Ended up leaving, going overseas. Went and played ball. I think I went to Colombia at that time. I went to Colombia, stayed there for about 5 months. And then when I got home, the agent had called me again, and she asked me if I was still interested in the house, and I was like, yeah, I'm still interested, still interested. Is it still available? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's been on the market for 5 months. That's a long time for a house to be on the market. And he was trying to sell. I think he was trying to like leave the country or something like that. So, went back out there. We talked to him, reached out to him again, and worked out a deal that worked and that was beneficial for me. And I can't say it was beneficial for him because I got that house for pretty low. So which was great. I got the house. Ended up moving in there. Some other stuff started happening, but that's a whole different story for a different day. Had to end up suing the guy and stuff like that, but whole different story. But moved into the house. I started looking up different stuff because I was like, man, I know this house can be an Airbnb, but I don't know like how to go about it. So I started doing research. I went to YouTube, started watching all these different things, the internet, just searching different ways to run an Airbnb and like how to do it and if I'm capable of doing it and things like that. So I learned a bit about it, and one of the first things I saw was that they were like, you should probably live in the home for at least a year or two, but at least a year, just to make sure like you can see if things are wrong with the house, things like that. And I'm so glad that I did that because I found out that there was something wrong with the house. Right, and this is the whole thing why I had to sue the guy because he didn't disclose. He didn't disclose this at our final walkthrough that there was something wrong. But ended up getting that fixed anyways. But whatever. What's it called? I lived there for about a year, and after the year was up, after I got the stuff fixed and stuff like that, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna Airbnb this thing now, right? And then COVID hit. COVID happened, right? The entire world shut down, and I still wanted to Airbnb it, but then something happened. They came out with, I forget, the thing where people couldn't move. People could rent homes, but they didn't have to pay rent, and the landlords couldn't kick them out. It was that thing, the moratorium or something like that. Um, I saw that and I saw what was happening to people, and I was like, fuck that. I was like, screw that. I am not gonna rent my house or Airbnb my house for somebody to move in there and then not move out. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. So I ended up living there for like another year or another like yeah, another 2 years. I was in 2 years, a year or 2 years. Was it 19, 20, 21? Yeah, another 2 years. Because me and my wife we got married in 2021. So I lived there for another 2 years. Um, and when once things started calming down, me and my wife got married. Ended up having to move because we got to move together, and that was too far for her to work and all this stuff. So I was like, all right, perfect timing. I think it's time to start the Airbnb. So all the knowledge that I had gained from those 2, 3 years really of just learning how to do it and what to do and things like that, I said, all right, cool, here we go. Staged the house, got everything ready, followed all the rules of like the city and stuff like that. Did everything I was supposed to do. Started the Airbnb, and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was scared. I was scared because we moved out here, and then we had a mortgage out here, and then had that mortgage, and I was like, oh man, this could go bad. This could go bad. So I was a little scared because I wasn't sure. It was city of Lake Elsinore. Nobody's really like coming there. Um, I knew it was a good investment buying the house, but I didn't know if this was gonna work. So ended up starting it anyways. I said, I'm just gonna jump in there. Started it. The first year, started it in May, and it just started doing really well, dude. I was very very surprised. I was very surprised, and come to find out, like years later, not now I'm 3 years into the Airbnb. Come to find out, it was like my place is a special location. I don't think it would have done well in any other location, but I think because the way my house is, where it sits, it has kind of like on a hill. It's overlooking the lake. It's strategically placed, and I think that's what it has to do with. And I've been doing well for the last 3 years. Been a super host for the last 3 years, so taking care of my guests, because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Airbnb hosts not taking care of their guests, and just hosts just being bad hosts in general. And I hate that. I hate that because I love staying in Airbnbs when we travel. So I give the same feeling to my guests that stay at my house of like, hey, mi casa, su casa, whatever you need, please enjoy yourself, but take care of the place as well, stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's kind of the story. I'll post a video at the end of this to kind of show you guys what it looks like and things like that. And I guess some of my takeaways of me owning an Airbnb for the last 3 years now, I would say the number one thing to me before, like, after of course staging the house and getting everything solid and doing all the stuff with the city and stuff like that, would be like to find a cleaner. Woo wee! Let me tell you, finding a cleaner is probably one of the most important things. Maybe even more than a property manager. I still manage my own Airbnb because I only have one, and it's manageable. I can do it, no big deal. But finding a cleaner, okay. And I found a cleaner. I went through a couple cleaners, and just the worst. Then I started cleaning it on my own for like a while, and then I found a cleaner. Danny, shout out to you. She's amazing, amazing. She does a fantastic job cleaning my house. Everybody that comes there says it's great, and so shout out. But definitely a cleaner. Find you a good cleaner. After that, I would say if you're looking to start an Airbnb or something like that, I would say start small. I don't even think I would ever even buy like a big house for an Airbnb unless it was strategically placed. Right? Because I see these big homes, I'm like, there's no way you guys are getting, like, your mortgage has to be ridiculous. And Airbnb, depending on how much you're charging and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know if it works out. But I would always say start small, right? Number one, because maintenance is easier, cleaning is easier, and all that stuff like that. Turnaround time is better, right? I have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. The house is not that big. I think like the house sits on maybe like 1,200, 1,300 square feet. And then I have like a big yard around it and stuff like that. But just the house in general is super easy to clean. The turnaround time is quick. Yeah, that would be one of the things. Start small, of course. Get a good cleaner. I would say also don't overdo, the stuff in your house. Make it simple. I've been in a couple Airbnbs. I'm like, there's a lot going on here. Make it simple. I think people really care about, from what I've understood, people really care about Is the house clean? Is it comfortable? Do the AC and heaters work if you have them? Just people want to be comfortable, right? It doesn't really matter so much what you put in there, more than taking care of the guests. A lot of Airbnb hosts don't understand that we're in the hospitality industry. We are. We're in the hospitality industry, and I think people forget that. They think that, oh, it's just Airbnb in my house. It's my no. We're in the hospitality industry, so take care of the people that come and stay in your house. Because if it wasn't for those people, my mortgage, who knows, I might have to sell that house, or the case may be. So for the people that come and stay there, I make sure I take care of them, give them like like a little snack basket, little something for when they come. Thank them, as well as leave them great reviews also. As long as they do well, because I've had, for the most part, all my guests have been great, with the exception of maybe three, right? And I think I have like 80 something guests now, reviews on my page. I want to say maybe three, right? Not horrible experiences, just stuff that's just like, really, really, you know. But I'll say this story. The one that really threw me for a loop was someone that was a host. They were also a host. They also had an Airbnb. They had multiple Airbnbs. I looked on their page. And anytime I see a host that stays in my house, I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be good, because they know how to treat the house. They know that they shouldn't do horrible stuff as well. This host wasn't like that. This host came and stayed in my house, left my house extremely dirty, broke stuff in the house, didn't even say anything about it. And I was just like, huh? How? Why wouldn't you put the same effort into keeping my house clean the same way you would want somebody else to? I don't know. It's rough. Regular guests that kind of do stuff, no big deal. But hosts, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to hear any other stories. I definitely want to get other Airbnb hosts on here, 100%. I want to get other Airbnb hosts on here so I can, hear their stories, talk to them, get any advice that they want to give people as well. If you guys have any questions on, like, maybe you're thinking about starting Airbnb or want to start an Airbnb, already have an Airbnb and you need some tips or whatever the case may be, I think, I'm 3 years in. I think, I got a little bit. I understand the business for the most part now. So yeah, would love to get other Airbnb hosts on here as well. Chop it up. So if you see this and you're Airbnb host and you want to come on and we can chop it up and talk, we can do it remotely. I'm hopefully moving to a new house soon. So I should have like a studio set up and bring people in and all that stuff like that. So yeah, thank y'all for staying tuned for this episode of the Gil Only One podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit what do they say in the videos? Hit the notification bell to get notified when I post videos. All that stuff. I'm still learning this whole YouTube thing. But yeah, appreciate you, and I will see you on the next episode. Come with me to take a tour through my Airbnb in Lake Elsinore, California. Here's the living room / dining room / kitchen, just an open floor plan, which I like a lot. Now heading upstairs, we have an iPad on the wall here which has the guest book as well as other functions on how to control the smart house. Here's the restroom with everything that you need, as well as a large mirror with backlit lighting. Here's the hallway equipped with a washer and dryer, as well as a center console here with many games to play. Now heading to one of the bedrooms. I call this room the Red Room, equipped with a queen-size bed and everything that you need. You also get a great view of the backyard as well. Now headed to bedroom 2, which comes with a California king-size bed and an ottoman there with a pull-out twin-size bed. And you get the best view in the house. Now let's head around the house. Here's the front area with great views of the lake as well. Around the side here we have additional seating in case you just want to bask in the sun and enjoy the view. Coming up the stairs here, we have a seated area where you can sit and eat, as well as a barbecue pit area where you can walk down here and cook food while you also get a great view of the lake. Now heading up to one of the best spots on the property. At the top of these stairs, you'll have a deck where you can relax and enjoy the view. Thank you for taking a tour with me through my Airbnb in Lake Elsinore, California. Now, if you'd like to book a stay, check the link in my profile, and I'd love to host you. And if you do mention this video as well, I'll make sure I'll have a special gift for you upon your arrival. Thanks.